guys, welcome back. This is going to be part 12 of Spy Hunter. Now, I've done this before on Journey and one or two other games, Kickman, and probably a few other, where I put the power brick back together, the marquee light, coin door, and also I want to clean and paint these circuit board holders that go in the cabinet. As you can tell, at one point they were pretty white looking. Right here you can tell it's pretty white looking. And what happens with age is they yellow, okay? That's just what happens with this plastic. So we're going to scuff these down with a Scotch-Brite pad and some Dawn dish soap and water. I'm gonna clean them up, and then we are gonna spray them with some Krylon, just some pure white. This is gloss white, and I don't want them to be shiny, so I'm gonna go over it with a satin clear, just to dull it up a little bit. So I wanna get these painted first, and then after that, I'm gonna sand down the isolation transformer and the power brick, and we're gonna spray both of those black. And then we'll probably start putting the coin door together while those are drying, and then after that, we'll put the power brick together. So I just want to do this for the Spy Hunter as well, because if somebody's not interested in watching the Journey video and they have a Spy Hunter they're redoing, they see this, you know, me put this together on Spy Hunter and also on Journey in case certain people don't watch certain videos. So first thing I'm gonna do is Scotch-Brite and use that solution of Dawn dish soap and water, and we're just gonna go ahead and clean up these PCB brackets. And we're still getting snow, guys. We're 41 inches into it so far. They're saying we're gonna get a total of 4 to 5 feet of snow when this is all over Tuesday morning. So we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my red Scotch-Brite and just go over the garbage can here, which I need to empty, and get them scuffed down. Okay, I'm gonna sand the rust down on these edges the best I can, and the front and back here. Obviously these wires and stuff are attached. I'm not going to detach any of that stuff. This I'm gonna leave as is. This isn't bad, so no point in taking that apart. The other one that I did for Kickman was all rusted, so I didn't have a choice. This we'll have to sand down as well, and then we're gonna get these two painted with the Krylon matte finish black. And while these are drying, I'll start putting the coin door together. We're going to use some masking tape and aluminum foil to cover all the wires and stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and get my DA. I got some 80 grit sandpaper. It's a little bit more coarse, but it'll take this rust off faster. Okay, those are sanded, taped down, aluminum foil on them. Need to get them into the spray booth, hang them up. Paint those with the Krylon matte black 5X. The PCB mounts are dry. Those look really good. So at least they look nice and clean and new again. So I'm gonna take these out of here and grab those. Okay, I'm gonna let those dry for a little bit, and we'll start putting the coin door together. All right, guys, I have the coin door out here. First thing I want to do is re-drill the new badge. Okay, so I want to take this old badge and put it over the new badge. We're going to tape it together, And then we're gonna drill the holes through it so that we can put these tiny little rivets in there so that it looks original. I thought I had some tape over here, but I'll have to go grab some tape. Okay, I'm gonna tape this together. I'm gonna leave it in the bag just to keep me from scratching it all up. So we're gonna tape this together on top of each other. Then we're gonna drill through it. Now when drilling this, you want to use a block of wood underneath it because it helps it not blow out on the bottom side. I've got a bunch of parts on my counter right now for that truck next to me. So a little bit of a mess over here. But once I get this power brick and marquee light and the coin door together, this counter will be cleaned off and these parts can go in the basement for Spy Hunter. So these little rivets I'm using, you can buy on Amazon. I'm sorry, on eBay. The little tiny brass rivets. If you look up Midway coin door rivets, they'll come up. Gotta plug this in. Oh, I'm sick of this mess over here. Can't wait to get this counter cleaned off. So this drill press has a laser on it, which is nice because it helps you line up where you need to drill. Okay, now we can test fit it. Sometimes when I put the new one on, I have to run the drill bit through the coin door just to make sure it fits. I got a burr on this one. Actually, a burr on a couple of them, which is surprising because normally that does not happen. That's okay though, because a knife will take them off. Okay, so we're going to peel the 3M tape off the back. Now you could just stick these on there without the rivets, but it obviously looks better if you put the rivets on it because it looks more original then. Looks like they all line up really well. So what I'm going to do is I put 2 in at a time. I flip it over. And I have to put super glue on them because I do not have the tool to crimp these things over. I don't even know what the tool would be. And it would probably do damage, more damage than good. So I find it easier to just take some super glue and put it on there. This one might be too tight. Might have to drill that one. Try to lightly tap it, but no. All right, let me grab my drill so I can take that drill bit and just go in there lightly. I'm going to kind of drill this off the edge because I don't want to get a bunch of metal shavings all over the towel. It looked like they lined up, but I guess not. I mean, they're close, but okay. So now we'll put a couple in, flip it over, put some super glue on them. Keep in mind, the rivets aren't really holding it in there. It's the double side tape that's holding it on the coin door. So these are just for decoration. Okay, next we are going to put the a little bit of super glue on there. I gotta get it off before it dries. Next, we're going to put the coin slots in. These are new because this coin door was missing them. So these are new ones with new bolts. Arcade Shop sells these. I don't remember how expensive they are. And this is some weird size nut that goes on these. Need to get the parts out of the tumbler. I will fast forward through some of this because I've done it so many times that you can probably find it on another video. I should probably do separate videos on these, then it's easier to access. All right, I'm gonna go get the parts out of the tumbler. I'll tighten these up off camera. And I'm gonna go get the parts out of the tumbler and get them all blown off and everything so that we can start getting this thing put together. Okay, we're just about there. I got to grab a couple little zip ties. But there it is, guys. We got to put the frame on it still too. So let me grab the frame. We'll bolt that on, and then I'll have to run up to the house and get zip ties. Plus I have to get my big blue capacitors for the suitcase transformer. I brought back the oil capacitor, but I forgot the other two. All right, if you noticed, I was using the blowgun to blow the crushed walnut shells out of the screws. I didn't think those were the right screws. I don't know where the heck the screws are at for this coin ring. They should have been in the tumbler. So those are not them. I know they're not real big because the door won't shut if they are. I'm gonna have to look around for those. See where the heck those things are. All right, guys. I found the screws for the coin door. They were in the other bucket of screws when I took the cabinet itself apart. So I just went ahead and put those 3 screws in. I just got done plowing for a couple hours. I went up to the house and grabbed the big blue capacitors, black, whatever you want to call them nowadays. And I grabbed some small zip ties so that we can zip tie these wires back to where they're supposed to go, which there is a little hole right here on the bottom of the coin return that you put your zip tie through. Sometimes you gotta get a little screwdriver to get it. Grab it. Maybe. Now I'm not going to tighten it all the way. I'll leave it loose for now because I kind of want to situate the wires so that they're in a good spot. So just stick your zip ties through, get them started, and then go back and tighten them once you're happy with where they're at. So there's 2 on the bottom here. I got to fix this ground wires loose, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So we have 2 down there. I think that's it for that. Just looking to make sure I like where it's at. And then just tighten it down. Obviously cut off the excess. Just make sure we have enough length here so that when the lock's in place, that slam switch will fit on. Cut this one, and then they had these kind of together like this with a zip tie. All right, I think we're done with the coin door. So once again, guys, that looks awesome, brand new. This can go up to the house. And then let's get the marquee light put back together. That's a pretty quick process. Okay, here's our parts. Sometimes I get this backwards. Okay, that goes there. I guess it can go on either side, actually. This goes on the back side. That goes there. This goes here. This one goes over here. Okay, so I gotta find my screws for this. I think they're in this big pile of screws with everything else. I know that, I believe these, no, I don't think those are them, are they? Actually, no, they're shorter. No, I think those are them. I think that is them. Yep, these two right here. Just double checking, making sure. And then here we have, I got to clean some of these screws for the power brick. They got kind of a bit of corrosion on them. The wire wheel them down. So these two, they got 3 here with the washers. These ones don't have washers. Trying to determine if I put them in the tumbler. You know, I'm going to go look at the Marquee light for the Journey, and I'll know what hardware it is. Okay, I got everything I need now. I cleaned them up on the wire wheel real quick. Might not be snowing. Got my Jeep stuck tonight in my own driveway, trying to push the piles back farther because I need more room. Oh yeah, I got it stuck good. My neighbor had to come down. We barely got it out. Almost have this together. These are real quick to put together. Not much to them at all. I'm gonna have to make some more stickers for the power brick for the fuse holder because I don't have the original one for this one. The Journey, I was able to save the original one, but this one was paper. And what's funny is like they made some of them out of paper and some of them printed on foil. it was kind of like hit or miss. So obviously I'm going to make it on vinyl because we have a vinyl printer. Okay, this is together. It's got to put the bulb in it. Marquee light was working, so we're just going to go ahead and keep the same bulb. Looks like somebody's put a bulb in it recently. It's clean. Stick this in here and this is done. Okay, so we have this done now. We have the coin door done. Now we can start on the power brick, and I'm going to probably fast forward a lot of the power brick because it's going to take a little time to put together. I'll go over some stuff here and there like I did on the Journey. Obviously we don't have to put this back together like we did on the Journey, which will save some time because that's a little bit time consuming with all the plastic washers and stuff like that. So let me go get the base of the power brick and the two handle things. I want to put those on first. Do I want to put those on first? No, I should probably wait until I get the other components on. Okay, I got the power brick base here. I want to clean this stuff up on the wire wheel. As you can see, this is real corroded, and see how it's got like a whitish coating to it. I want to clean that up. And these fuses were all good and they still worked. I tested them just to make sure. I cleaned these two, but we're going to clean all these fuses up on the wire wheel and the fuse holder itself, and these brackets that hold the big blue capacitors. So let's go over there. I'll run the wire wheel on those, get them cleaned up. Okay, that one bracket kept winging out of my hands, but I don't hold on to it. If it starts to feel let go, I just let it go because I don't want to get my hands sucked up in there. You can see like this ground bar here, the difference on it. It's brand new looking now. So I'm gonna go ahead off camera and get all these heads of these bolts and stuff done, and then I'll come back and we'll start putting this together. Okay, I'm getting ready to put it back together. So I was looking at this fuse holder and I'm looking at it and I'm like, what the heck? And I noticed this little hairline. Looked like a scratch going across here. So then I'm like prying on it a little bit. It's broke. So I went in the house and just grabbed a new one. So this is the new one that'll be going on. Don't need a broken fuse holder in there. It was still like kind of hard to pull apart, but it pulled apart. So we are not going to use that. So I'm going to go ahead and start reinstalling a bunch of stuff on this thing. And then we will go from there. Okay, I'm up to the big capacitors. Now, I always take these terminals from the capacitors and use them on the old ones, these threaded ends, because these are just not long enough. They don't give you enough threads on there to really hold the wires on. So the outside one here is a 55,000 or 56, whatever the new one is. That gets the red wires. The 100,000 one gets the black wires. So we need to take these studs off. Move them onto here. We'll transfer this over. Whatever that thing does. That's why I never throw these capacitors away until I am 100% done, you know, putting the new one together. Because if I throw them away, I'm going to forget about those studs and screw myself. So now there's two colors of red wires. There's solid red and then red with a stripe. So obviously the red with the stripe goes on the negative side. The solid red goes on the positive side. I think there's more negatives than there are positive. I forget. Grab our nuts. These are 3/8 nuts. Oh, there's a jumper wire that goes from negative to negative. Where is that guy at? There it is. So we have this jumper wire that goes from negative to negative. Don't forget that. Same thing with the black. The black wires that don't have the stripe go on the positive. The ones that have the stripe go on the negative. Yeah, this is a long video of just a lot of assembling, just dumb stuff, but it's got to get done because now when we go to put Spy Hunter back together, all this stuff is at least done. Obviously, we got to put the steering back together and all that fun stuff. And I always take these off and put them on the new one the same way. I don't know that it matters, but this side was on negative, so we're just going to put it on negative on here. I don't know that it makes a difference either way. I got to look up the fuse holders here. One of them's a 4 amp, one of them's a 2 amp, so I don't know which wires go on which. So I need to just check that. I know one takes blue and blue and the other one takes white, blue and white and blue and white, but I don't know what the amperage is on the two wires. Okay, now we take our solid blacks Put them on that positive side. Take our stripe negatives on the other side. Then our wire that goes from one negative to the other. All right, find our two nuts. These ones aren't as bad as like Atari ones. Atari ones have like 8 wires per terminal. These only have a couple. How did I lose a nut? There it is. I knew I just saw it. But even having 4 terminals, I mean, that is only 3/8 of an inch long, because at this point where that bottom washer is, there's no more threads on that. So it's best to just change them out if you have it. I'm sure you could probably go get a threaded rod and make your own studs if you had to. Okay, that's hooked up, so I need to figure out that right there. And then, oh shoot, I'm an idiot. I forgot all these wires go on there. So I am correct. There are quite a bit of wires that go on here. Whoops. So now I gotta take it back apart, but not the end of the world. I knew, I'm like, man, this just doesn't seem like a lot of wires. Oh well. So we have 1 more red and 2 red and white stripes. Not a big deal. Could be worse. Brain fart. Yeah, this is probably going to be a pretty boring video, but at least we're over the hump on all these games, really. It's just assembly now, except for Pango, which needs painted. And I'm going to go get paint tomorrow, as long as the paint store is open, which I don't know if they're going to be open or not. Right now we have a level 3 emergency, which means we are not allowed to drive on the roads unless you have an emergency, or you're a plow worker, or you know, work for the police or the ambulance or fire department. I guess they give you a $250 ticket if they catch you driving around and have no purpose for driving around. So I really don't want to get a ticket. I don't know how much they would really enforce that, but if they did, you know damn well I would be the one to get the ticket, because that's just how it works for me. Now you can see why we need the longer studs, and you can't use those little rinky-dink bolts that they give you. You think by now somebody would have figured this out and said, hey, we need to have longer bolts, or we should put studs on here like the original ones were, because these aren't long enough. Okay, now we're hooked up. So now I can go see what fuse colors wires go, and I'll let you know, because in case somebody takes it apart and they don't know, they'll know which color goes to the 4-amp fuse and which color goes to the 2-amp fuse. After those are hooked up, we just need to spin this over, or put the bottom on, put the fish paper on the bottom, then put the bottom on, spin it over and put the handles on, and I think we are done with this. So let me go research that, and I'll be back. Okay, the 2 blue wires go on the 4-amp fuse. Am I correct? Or am I not correct here? I believe so. And then the blue and white and blue and orange go on the other fuse. And for some reason I was backwards with that. It's not a big deal. Just have to switch 2 fuses around the fuse holder. Obviously you'll blow a fuse if that's the case,
but I'm 99% positive that is correct. So now we should be able to put the back on it here in a second. Should probably put the wires in their place. These are a little dirty. I think I have a couple wires going to the wrong spot. I do. These two red wires, you think here, they go on the opposite side. The red and black stripes. I did this last time too, I believe. Okay, I'm just gonna go verify. I believe it's orange. I'm not positive, I'm not gonna say. Okay, I was right in my head, I was right. So it goes orange, red, red, black, black. And then the green and black stripe go across from the black. Then the orange and black go across from the orange. So this side has all striped wires. This side has all solid wires. Okay, so we can get the back on now. So I'm gonna go grab that and the fish paper. I'd be happy to have all these parts back together. Here's our ugly green fish paper. That's what I ordered, that's all they had. This is sticky back. The only thing I'm going to have to do to this is make the sticker for the size of the fuses. This was missing a few screws, so I'm gonna have to get some from my basement, but I'm not gonna do that today. That's one handle. It's two handles. Yeah, I only have two screws. I'm missing two. But I could probably rob them from there if I have any and put them back afterwards. But I don't know that I have any more. I have to trim back the fish paper sticking out a little bit on each side. see any more in there, but I might have some laying around here somewhere. So next is the handles. I guess I could trim this fish paper back first. I don't know why it's called that. Unless I'm saying it wrong, which could very well be. Tell you what, this shit's pretty sticky. God. Okay, now I'm gonna go get the handles, put those on, and then we got a couple stickers on and we're done. Another power brick done. I've done so many of these. I still forget where some of the stuff goes. Guess I just don't do them often enough. And I know I have more of these screws in the house for the rest of the bottom. It's the same screws that are used on the in the coin door. I'm actually short 3 screws because one of them has a flathead slot in it. And I like all my screws to match, so we're not going to use it. We'll just be one short on the handle as well for now. Okay. Now we have to put a couple stickers on here and we are done. So we had made and printed a bunch of this stuff, a bunch of different stuff. And normally we can cut these out on the cutter, but I might have cut the wire going to the cutter in the basement by mistake. And I just haven't run a new wire yet. So that leaves me with cutting them by hand. These were kind of just put anywhere. And they're not straight or anything. They just stuck them on any old way. And then we have right here a warning label, which goes on the other handle. This kind of just winnowable anywhere. have one more label. This label was still on the inside, so we didn't have to use that. All right, long video, guys, but we got the hard stuff back together. Power bricks back together. It's labeled other than the fuses. Coin doors all back together with zip ties, and the marquee light is done. So this is part 12, I believe, of the Spy Hunter. Next video is going to be probably, depending on if I can get paint or not tomorrow, maybe we'll paint the Pango cabinet. I'm not sure yet. All going to depend on if I can get paint. If not, we'll figure out something. So that's going to end this video, guys. I appreciate everybody watching. It's a long one, so hopefully people kind of watch. Other than that, guys, I'll see you later. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks.